Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. I took one trade this morning. I have it on video. We're going to go over it right now. If you like this sort of thing, hit the like button. If you like to see these videos daily, hit subscribe. And if you'd like to access my trading tools that you'll see me refer to in this video, go to the YouTube trading channel, click on the little Facebook icon. You'll become a member. Click on the files. Everything's free. It's no gimmick or trick here. You can download the trading plan, the trade tracking spreadsheet, and the 2R calculator that you see me use. All right, so let's take a look at the video. Before we do that, let me show you how I find these stocks. Always start with Webull on the markets pane, top gainers, pre-market, click all, organized by volume. At that time, Cphi was number 3. You'll see that in the video. This wasn't even up there. And the other stocks that were up there were out of my price range. Well, this one isn't, but it was a large float, so I'm not interested in that. Cphi was the best one, and it has to be in the top 3 anyway, so that's why it got on the list. So you can see that it's meeting all my criteria to look for an entry. I have the 5-minute chart up here first. It gives me like a nice wide view, and I can see that the stock is making new highs right now. It made a new high in the aftermarket, and it's already above that, so it's a sign for me to look for an entry. So I trade the ABCD pattern. That's all I trade because that's the most reliable setup. And you could say that this is A, anywhere down here can be A really. And it's establishing B. B will be the new high. We don't know where that's going to be. You can see it's running up real strong. You don't want to get in during this run because you don't know where it's going to end. And most traders, when stocks run like this, they're just waiting for the same entry that I am. So here's B. Now we're waiting for C. And C is the end of the pullback, which you don't know where that's going to be. But one way to confirm it's the end is to wait for a new 1-minute candle to make a new high. And that's what I use. It doesn't work 100% of the time. Nothing works 100% of the time. But that's why I use stop losses. So if it doesn't work, I stop out. And so now I'm in. My ideal entry was for the break of this candle, which was, so the high of this candle is 253. Then that means my ideal entry is 254. But this thing had so much energy behind it, it just popped up like to 258. I hit my hotkeys to enter as soon as it did. I'll show you that one more time just so you can see how quickly that happened. I had my fingers on the hotkeys. This is in real time. Watch there. You see the price jumped up, and immediately I hit my hotkeys to buy, and I get filled at 260. So 4-cent slippage on the way in, but don't worry about that because a lot of times when you get slippage on the way in on a setup like this, it's because there's so much buying energy behind it, and it's just more confirmation that the stock is going to go higher. And I just want to see it go 2 times my risk. My risk is based off of the previous candle. I think you saw me enter it in here. My entry 260, the stop loss is 230, which is based on the previous candle. The low of this candle is 231, and then I put those numbers in and it spits out my target, which is $3.20. And you can see the risk is a little bit higher than my average, is around 5 or 6%, but I don't worry about that. If that's what the chart sets up, then that's what I take, because this is still like a really nice ABCD pattern. So no reason not to take it. It fits my criteria perfectly. And with a greater risk is greater reward. So now it looks like it's going to stop me out. So I don't have that profit target out. But remember, it has to hit 230 in order to stop me out. So it hasn't hit that yet. So I was just looking at the volume and seeing that, there was very low volume in the aftermarket, and now you have much more volume coming in. So this thing had all of the telltale signs that it was going to run. Doesn't mean it has to. And that's why, again, I stop out. If this thing hits that stop, I would be taking it. If you watch all of my other live trade recaps, I don't mess around. As soon as that stop is hit, I take it. And then I'll get into the next entry. No averaging down. That's rule number 1 of my trading plan. No averaging down. So finally it does the pop, and then I can put my profit target out there, and you can see this thing shot up to 315, maybe. I don't know, that might have been a glitch, but pulls back down. And this is where, like months ago, I would have been tempted to pull this down because I would have been afraid, oh, maybe it's not going to go back up there. But that's not any kind of strategy that's going to work in the long run. So now I just hold to my 2R target, and either it hits my 2R target or it stops me out. There's no in between. So it could have gone to 319 and come all the way back down, and I could have been stopped out, and that would have been fine with me. Of course, I prefer it to go to my 2R target, like you just saw. It went there, and so there's the profit on that one, 1438. This is a very small cash account. I was at 640 this morning before that trade. I'll show you everything live in Webull, and you could see that that was my only order, my only trade this morning, and so all the profit is from that trade. I can show you that here. So 1438. And that was like a 60, I have it on the spreadsheet, 60 something dollar trade. So huge return on that. That's also on the spreadsheet. We'll just look at where we're at in the month. Right now over 11%, which is great. Anything better than 5% is, I mean, green is what I want. If I'm in the green, I'm happy. But ideally between 5 and 10%. And this is even more. So that's great. So let's take a look at the spreadsheet, and then we'll call it a day. So you can see last week I have videos out for these days if you want to see what happened on those days. No setups on Thursday, and then Friday I had internet issues, but I was still watching the market and still put out a video. And today you can see here we're up 1438. We grew the account over 2% in one trade in one day. And then here you can see the risk and then the return. 23% on that trade, which is great. This is my second highest trade of the month. It's almost identical to the highest trade of the month, which is right here. It had almost the exact same percent risk, and I got very lucky on that one because it ran up so quickly. I actually got slippage on the way out and made about 50% more on that than I was supposed to. So that was awesome. And that's it, I think. So here we are for the month, slightly lower than what Webull says because there's a couple of free stocks. And that's about it, I think. So number of trades so far this month, 31. The win rate is only 58%, but that's actually very good. When you're trading 2R, you only need 33% to break even. So this is great. You know, these high win rate strategies don't make any sense because in order to keep your win rate high, you have to exit stocks very early or exit trades very early. And the problem with that is when you hold to your stop, taking that one stop is going to wipe out 4 or 5, maybe even 10 trades. So this is the nice thing about the 2R trading is theoretically one trade wipes out 2 previous trades. Here I had one trade that wiped out my entire week last week. So that's really nice when that happens. And we're setting up for a nice green month here. We only have 2 days left, so pretty much guaranteed to end the month green. All right, take care, guys. Let me know if you have any questions about this trade or any other. And I always like to leave you with, always take your stop losses no matter what, and always honor your profit target, and you should be green in the long run. Take care.